you are live. Was
We
there
are
no
live.
intro? Oh, I guess there's no intro. That's awkward.
Trim it down.
Oh, here's the intro, but I forgot to click the intro button.
Mm.
That's what happened. I'm a fool. Anyway, I normally don't do this.
Trim it
This
in
is normally
post. Trim it
Savion.
in post.
I'm gonna blame it on Savion. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome back to Falcons Draft HQ. I'm your host, Hunter Thompson. As you can see, I'm not joined by Savion today because we think he ate the lettuce.
He ate the
The
lettuce.
diarrhea lettuce. I think
Yeah.
he ate the diarrhea lettuce.
He ate the
But
lettuce.
anyway, we got our boy Jack over here.
Yes,
He's
sir.
chiming in today to help us out. Jack, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah. Formerly, well, I guess I still currently, Crackerjacks 19 on X or formerly Twitter. Yeah. Just ready for another riveting season of Falcons football. So.
Incredible. We are live on YouTube, and then I can get that to post. Sorry, I'm making sure we have everything going okay
All good, man.
right
All
now.
good.
But yes, today was the first day of training camp, so that was fun. I think. I don't know if I'd say fun, but Falcons.
Where's our lands when we need it, or whatever it's called, one that does the depth chart. There it is.
Wrong spot. Oh, that's last week's video. Come on, what's going on? And okay, cool. Here we are live. We'll take this link. Sorry, this is normally not what happens, but fuck it, we ball. Anyway, dude, I feel like Falcons Twitter kind of blew up today. With the whole first day of training camp, as always. But I feel like today was worse because the QB situation got much worse.
Yeah. Are we on this podcast? Are we allowed to shout out other users?
Dude, please do. Please do.
We do sadly have to give Bro Talk a wee bit of credit for being slightly early to the scoop. Early.
I'm taking Carlton at face value here when he says it's the same guy that DMs him, like the fake information, or not fake, but like the uncredible sourcing. And so I guess maybe technically a wee bit of credit.
That's just this. I mean, it's just so hyper specific to the team that it was honestly impressive to me. Just how, I mean, granted, obviously he didn't know the severity of the injury. And I doubt the unverified guy probably knew the severity of the injury, but I mean, hey, you called it no less than 12 hours before.
Yeah, no. I'll give props to where it's due. I mean, good shout, but at the same time, if I was a betting man, I would have definitely put money on Tua coming in injured too, to be honest with you, just because it's kind of been par for the course with him.
For sure.
It's kind of a shame that yes, Penix did have, team rep, or not team reps, had some Skelly reps and everything. It's good that happened, but it's kind of a damn shame that our guys supposed to be battling it out for QB just aren't healthy.
No. And I mean, they brought in, the journeyman of all journeymen, Cooper Rush.
Our Lord and Savior, Cooper Rush. Thank you very much.
Stabilize the burning ship. But yeah, which I mean, I will say in defense of Cooper is that he actually has more recent game reps than what Trevor did for sure. So, and then again, maybe that's a hint to us as fans a little bit, hey, we're going to need the guy with a little bit more game reps than clipboard holder, noted clipboard holder Trevor Siemian.
Trevor Siemian would have been the perfect week 15 injury replacement. Okay, he's been kind of churning away all season. Things have been going all right. But need somebody right now, it makes sense to get Cooper Rush, especially because there have been moments where he has been kind of worth a damn as a backup.
Especially in Dallas. With McCarthy.
Especially in Dallas. Obviously, this isn't Dallas and this isn't Mike McCarthy, but it's reps that mean something.
Yeah, and I mean, granted, he was not good in Baltimore. As I said before we kicked this thing off, I had it pulled up with the EPA on a minimum of 50 attempts. Cooper Rush out of 59 qualified quarterbacks in this metric, he was 57th with a minus 0.54 EPA per play. So not good in Baltimore last year in the slightest, but and seasons prior, not bad though. Of course, that was more in his Dallas stint, but he was good.
Yeah, I
He was
mean,
good in Dallas.
I wonder if part of it was just like not really fitting what the Ravens like to try to do on offense, and
Mm-hmm.
honestly, the Ravens really not having that many weapons for him to get the ball to. Because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, Zay Flowers is fine. Don't get me wrong, but like they kind of don't have that kind of weapons that Dallas had.
Mm. No, no. I mean, especially when you're slinging rock to Ferguson and CD and Pickens and well, I don't know. Was Pickens there when?
I don't think Pickens was there, but I
It
think they
was
still had was Pollard still there at the time too, like out of the backfield.
Pollard. Pollard was probably still there, and I'm gonna say that receiver that got hurt and ended up Gallup was definitely
Yeah,
there. And I mean Gallup got. I mean before the injuries was a pretty decent wide receiver too. I'm trying to see where Cooper finished because I know in 24 he finished 44th out of the qualified quarterbacks,
hmm
but I don't see him in 23. See what old Cooper was doing. 41 in 2022 when he played like 8 games or whatever. So I
I
mean
mean
he was on
that's not bad.
for a
You
backup.
can
Oh.
you can win a couple games with that as a backup quarterback. Like it's not ideal, but it'll definitely put you in a decent situation.
Hmm. Yeah, and I mean given the injury volatility of the two that we are currently employing, um, it's either that or we're getting stranded, baby. One of the two. You
Oh,
know
hey, get stranded. Dude, honestly, if Jack Strand like balls out this preseason,
that would
let him
be.
not let him have the starting job, but like let him play some games, dude.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I like most of the fandom, I'm sure. Actually, honestly, probably not even most of the fandom. This is probably just the real sickos, in the real sicko bunch. But like pulled up the Jack Strand season highlight film just to feel something over the course of the long off season. And the dude will throw it downfield a little bit. He really will.
Dude, like it I remember I watched some of it when I saw that we signed him as a free agent because
Hmm.
as a QB, you've got to sit there and watch some of it. And it's just kind of fun, man. Like I
Hmm.
don't know if he's good. I don't know if he's good for anything like NFL caliber whatsoever, but he's
Hmm.
fun. And I mean, as a taking a shot as a QB3 practice squad guy, like that's kind of what you want out of that.
Hmm. Yeah, and I mean, I was kind of talking about it with some of the guys in the space earlier or whatever, but like, um, the fun genre of like preseason Falcons quarterback, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've had a fun one, like just a genuinely fun one.
Who would you say the last like fun one was in your opinion?
So throwback, I think this is 2014. Dominique Davis, Eastern
Okay.
Carolina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can get behind that. I personally didn't mind Kurt Benkirk when he was like
Noted
fun.
noted
Yeah,
Madden and college football streamer, Kurt Benkirk.
exactly. Like I didn't mind that when he was the preseason guy,
He was fun.
but then oh my god, who was the guy like 2 years later after him?
Danny
Um,
Etling.
Dan, yes, I remember a lot of people liked him, and I mean, I
So funny enough, tidbit for you. He's on the Commanders coaching staff now.
is he really?
I believe he's an assistant quarterbacks coach. I was watching the bootleg episode today, and they covered the Commanders or whatever. Dan Quinn hired him on as an offensive staffer.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for him. I
Hmm.
mean,
Yep,
that's honestly
first year coaching. Danny Etling.
that's a very Dan Quinn type of thing to do.
Hmm. Yeah.
But hey, when you know, I guess.
Hmm.
Hopefully, Jack Strand will be that fun one for us. Because I feel like the past couple of years we've just gotten like bodies in the preseason at QB, and it's just not been very.
Lame, lame quarterback pool that we've been pulling from. Because I mean, like to me, like if you're gonna, I mean, I get, with the previous staffs with like Z Rob and Arthur Smith, like I mean, I'm sure that you wanted to get more of the guys that could probably play in that McVay, West Coast styling of offense, So I mean, you probably want somebody that can wiggle just a little bit, but you don't want them like their first instinct is just to run or anything like that. But like
Exactly.
when you're talking like preseason football, and especially with the offensive linemen that we throw out there for those guys to get protected under, like it's never good. It never turns out good. It's never good. Yeah, honestly, it's almost a disservice to them and their skill sets to put them behind Andrew Stuber or guys like that. So
yeah, I mean it kind of goes like to Bill Callahan at this point where it's like, okay, can you make these random like jokers on the O line be anything by the time preseason rolls around?
Yeah, and I mean a lot of it is like because like who the core four are with Lindstrom, Newsel, Bergeron, and Jake. Like those are the four that are going to be there. Well,
and you assume Juwan Taylor wins that 5th spot.
But with him popping up on the pup today, I was like, okay,
yeah.
where did that come from? Like honestly, of all the things that happened today, that was the one that caught my eye the most. I was like,
ooh, let's talk more about that one then, because I wasn't even planning on hitting on that one because I was just like, whatever, it's a lineman injury. Because big fellas, and they how big fellas are. They when they get hurt, they stay a little hurt, but
a little bit, yeah, for sure. And I mean, like obviously we traded for Wanya. Now, granted, I don't think he's a right. I think he's more of a left, but I could be wrong about that. But I mean, I know Jawan last year in his time with Kansas City. I mean, obviously he only showed up in 12 games. Now, how many of those were actual benchings and how many of that is actual injury? I don't know, but like given that this guy's going to be the one that's supposedly supposed to be holding down right tackle for us, because I think Flick said it was Jarrell that was playing right tackle today.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was the one getting the reps with the ones. Was Jarrell, which is fine, I guess.
I mean, we can see if Terry can, get a hit in the afterlife. We can.
God, if that somehow hits and it comes back to credit to Terry Fontenot, I'll be baffled, to be honest with you. That man was a terrorist in a lot of ways.
I mean, if it does, come full circle and ends up being a decent little piece for us, I mean, that would be a plus just to have, because I mean, I'm looking at the depth chart right now. Our current projected second team unit is Wanya at left behind Jake, Kyle Hinton at left guard, Brockermeyer at center, Stuber at right guard, and the dude we drafted out of Ohio State that I'm not going to butcher the name of at right. So, yeesh,
Yeah. Honestly, I wonder if there's a shot that Brockermeyer takes this spot away from Newsel, because I'd seen that he'd been doing pretty okay, like through rookie camps and stuff like that. And so, and I mean, I'm not a Newsel fan by any means. I make that very clear on a regular basis, because he's fine. Like he is a fine stopgap center. If that's the best case we have, then that's the best case we have. But if there's any shot that Brockermeyer could be something, I think you've got to run with it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the only thing, and granted, I don't know what he's gained since camp, or actually, I mean, I'm sure the team website probably has him listed as something, but I know when he came into like out of Miami, he was only like 290. I think he was like 290, 285, something like that.
Yeah, I would assume whatever the website says for the Falcons, add about 10 pounds to it.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I mean, 295. It says 6'3", 295 out of Miami is what they got on the website. That's what they got listed at.
Yeah, if he's playing at 290 right now, then it's enough to be like, okay, cool. It could work. Obviously, it's not great, but it could work.
Which, above all else this week, the person that has gained the most, upward stock is probably either Newsel or Brockermeyer, just because of the recent injuries and trade request from our division mates. So,
yeah, dude, that Vita Vea trade request is insane. And if he goes elsewhere, then God,
anybody in the AFC, come get him. Come get
Raiders. Please come get your boy. Raiders,
Chargers, somebody, anybody.
Hell, even the Rams, come get your boy. Like
anybody, just get him out of my division. Out.
Like I don't care if we hit him in the playoffs. Like at that point, so on and so forth, whatever. But
we're just happy to be there.
We're just happy to be in the playoffs. Yeah. Which I know you and me were arguing about it a little bit in the group chat earlier about the playoffs, if it helps or not. But
you want to dive into it?
I'll still be happy if we're there. Like it'll be one of those
sure.
things. If we get there, I'll be happy. I'll watch the game, obviously, and I'll be
Oh, for
cheering the
sure.
entire way. I just obviously think from a team building perspective, getting us to the playoffs leaves us in QB purgatory if Penix and Tua aren't hitting like they should be.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the topic of that, and I mean, like I talk about it a lot between our group chat, the Locked On guys with the Discord stuff like that, and just throwing it out there on the timeline. Like, I mean, I genuinely I think that just getting back on the right side of winning, as far as like just getting above 500, would probably help the core of this team more right now than hitting on that like top 5 draft pick or whatever. I mean,
Oh no, for sure,
granted,
for sure.
I do think that there are certain players and positions that we could select that, and like y'all covered a few of them in the last episode between Gooseby and Seaton and guys like that. And I mean, depending on what Nick Harbor does, like having a freakazoid like that, if he goes off at South Carolina this year, having another guy to add to the 6'5" stable that we already have would be awesome. But like,
exactly.
it's just like, to me, with all the vast options in the 2027 quarterback bubble, granted, not kind of like y'all said, there's a lot of underclassmen that are there, but if you can come away, little 9-8 campaign, you get the 18th pick, like you're probably going to be picking at that rate, probably like quarterback 3, 4, 5 ish, somewhere in there.
Maybe it's probably 4 or 5 at best.
Yeah.
And that's just more due to just how fast 1, 2, and 3 typically go every year.
For sure. And there will definitely be some teams, whether that be, the Jets, the Browns, the Cardinals, all these teams that need Steelers are probably going to get Miami, maybe, depending on how Malik does. That are going to be QB needy, in a sense. But like, to me, given how deep the class is, I'm okay with going, I guess, more of a need. I mean, obviously quarterback's a need, but like, other position wise, just kind of tackling those in the first round, and then you can get whichever quarterback falls to you in the second. Or if you just want to take the guy at 18, if you have strong conviction, whether that be like a Mensa or a Carr or a Sellers, in the event they don't like him as a prospect because of the Anthony Richardson thing, it can kind of sway the tide. Because I mean, like, I think even if performance is poor per se for Arch, more than likely he's going to be a top 10 pick regardless.
I think he goes top 5, to be honest with you. I think I think his Texas tape is getting him a lot of unnecessary hate, because the hate just stems from him being a Manning. Because I do think he's like legitimately a good QB prospect. I think people just look at him and are like, oh, Manning last name, he has to be number 1 overall, or else it's so on and so forth. Hell.
Yeah.
But I think obviously in a perfect world, it's Penix pans out in some capacity, and then you can draft, insert whatever best player available at 18. But do you think that Penix not coming into camp healthy right now, well, I mean, fully healthy, like how much do you think that's going to impact his chances of winning the starting job from Tua? Because I know you're a big Tua advocate.
Yeah, I mean, I like the prospect of Tua, just from the fact that he can probably do the littler things that Stefanski wants done in the offense, as far as like making I mean, essentially just making us more of like a death by a million cuts unit, opposed to more explosive, I guess. But with Penix, and I mean, did he say it during that interview, as far as like the 4-week timeline for him?
Yeah, I think he said he's going to talk to his doctors in 4 weeks. I think that's where it stemmed from.
Okay. So,
and he was talking about
late August,
rush back because he's been hurt before and all that.
So I mean, we're talking about like what, late August, before
4 weeks from now, probably mid to late August.
Yeah, before we actually see him. And I mean, like, because I mean, obviously he's doing 7-on-7 work and everything like that. Also, shout out to Flick for the chart on the AJC.
That was a fantastic ad. It's
fantastic addition. If anybody watches or anything like that, go check that out. Follow Flick. He covers the team, does all that good stuff, and he's the man.
The newest AJC reporter.
Exactly. New Ledbetter.
The new D-Led.
That's right. But yeah, no, I mean, I think
God, but not forgotten.
love him dearly. Just grilling Raheem at the presser. Just he'll be missed.
My hero.
Yeah. But with Penix, I think if we're looking at August, I mean, that probably puts him back on the timeline of preseason week 3.
I think that'd be potentially healthy for the last preseason game of the year.
Yeah, and I mean, like at that rate,
at that point, give him a drive. Like if he's good to go, give him a drive. Just let it rip.
I mean, I don't, because I mean, like obviously he's done a lot, and I mean, obviously if you look at the team website or whatever, if you look,
the Phoenix Pump in late July,
we're back, baby. But I mean, even on the team presser, I mean, it does seem like he's more so working with the twos with like Branch and guys like that. Drummond, I think caught a pass from him today. So like, if he's working with the twos, I wouldn't even be opposed to, I mean, if he's fully clear and ready to go and he thinks he just wants to get back out there, let him play a half in the third preseason game. Like let him really knock that rust off. And if we need to call his number later, because I mean, I'm under the assumption that it'll more than likely be Tua starting in week 1, but just to give him to get some tape out there, like, yeah, sure, give him a first half of that third preseason game.
I mean, I definitely think it's probably going to be Tua, like with this rate that it's going for at least the early preseason.
Yeah.
Obviously depends if the back holds up, and because I didn't even realize the back was still an issue. And obviously concussions too with Tua. But if he's healthy, man, you kind of got to give it to him if he's the healthy one out of training camp.
Yeah, and I mean, he's already done most of the ones work, from earlier. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's probably foregone at this point, just to kind of pencil into his QB1, at least in week 1 for sure. But and really, truly, I mean, it's solely on Michael. Like, when are you back? When are you ready to getting going? Like.
So when are you ready to get banged around again, to be honest with you? That's kind of the real question. Because it's like, if he is technically clear in 4 weeks, but like he's still like, I'm not sure how my knee's holding up, I think at that point you kind of just lean air side of caution and let him kind of ease himself back in.
Yeah.
But that's just a whole nother debacle in and of itself. Okay. Let's move on to this next big thing. Bijan holding in.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really question, obviously, him like returning or whatever. Like, I mean, obviously, like I think he's going to be here for the long term. But with Bijan, to me, it's more so about getting it done before Gibbs. That's the main thing. We need to go ahead and wrap that up before Gibbs gets paid.
Without a doubt, and like one of them, like whoever gets paid first is going to like set the RB market, and then the other one's going to pass them in like 3 weeks prior.
Yeah.
And that's the concerning part of being late to that party.
Because I mean, like currently as it stands, Saquon is the highest paid at 20.6 per year. And then, I'm assuming your Gibbs Bijan tandem will probably come in. Speaking of, the Dolphins did really diligent work with A-Chain. 16 mil per year.
Oh no, it's incredible work on that contract.
That is excellent.
It actually helped us in a way too, because they could have paid him more, and like at least flirted with Saquon's number a little bit. So glad they didn't, because that means we could probably get Bijan hopefully in at like 23 tops.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like somewhere in that 22 and a half, 23 range seems about appropriate. Now, I mean, of course, if you get beat
by Gibbs, then you're sitting 25.
Yeah. No, you're coming in at 25, which I mean, not that either player is not worthy of that contract. Because I mean, running back as of late for certain has been one of the positions that are a big talking point as far as like their contractual status in the NFL or whatever. But especially with the way that Ian and like all of his previous stops kind of do these contracts, whether that be Derrick Henry's or Saquon's. I mean, the Bears really haven't had the opportunity to pay one outside of Swift, but they tend to tack a lot of void years onto it. So like, if you can just roll that over, we'll be fine. It's just, getting pen to paper and getting it done.
Yeah. I mean, it's very much an Ian thing to have the void years on everything. I think that's what didn't Kyle Pitts get a void year on his?
Oh yeah, every single extension we've signed so far has been has had a void year on it. I think, at least of the big name players.
Yeah, so I'm fully expecting the Bijan to be. It's going to look much worse than it's going to probably end up being, because there will be the void years and things hidden on there. But yeah, dude, I hope they get it done sooner than later too, because I'd also like the QBs to get some work with them.
Oh, for sure.
Because I mean that'll help them out too, like just being able to have the option of checkdowns, like especially with the Bijan Robinson potentially getting banged up today too.
Yeah. Don't love that. Don't
No, not at
love it.
all.
Don't love it.
I mean, I wonder if the Cardinals are willing to trade Tyler Algier back.
I mean, funny enough, I was looking at their depth chart earlier, just doing some scouting for fantasy football this year, and I was like, wow, they really got Jeremiah, Trey Benson, and James Conner still in the fold. And then you add Tyler onto that. That kind of puts Tyler in that running back 2-3 territory on that team, obviously behind Love, but
Yeah, I
you
kind
know,
of figured like when they signed him, I was like, okay, they're still gonna draft Love. It's gonna be like a weird 1-2 punch with him and Tyler.
mm-hmm.
Um, and then they were like, yeah, we have James Conner back and Benson back. I was like, why would you do such a thing?
Like is that the most expensive running back room in the NFL this year?
I think it has to be. I mean, other than like maybe the Eagles, but
I mean, who's the Eagles? I mean, back up to Saquon. I mean, do they even have an expensive back there?
it's not. Is it Gain? No, Gainwell's in Pittsburgh now.
Eagles.
They got Tank Bigsby.
That's right. They traded for Tank from the Jags. I think it was that last year, 2 years
I
ago.
think so. Yeah, it was last year, which really not a bad backup pick to be honest.
And they also got Damian Pierce for the vet men.
Oh, that's really not a bad room.
And Elijah Mitchell. Wow.
What could have been, man. Elijah Mitchell was so much fun with San Francisco.
Will Shipley doing the kick return duty. Wow. All right, Eagles.
Not a bad little room right there.
And Carson Steele. Oh my God. These boys are loaded. Oh my God. This is like a Madden dream team of just running backs you can use all over. That's crazy.
Right now, who's our RB3 technically? Is it
Tyler Goodson, maybe? If you fancy that.
I mean, I guess that's probably the best case scenario.
It's either that or man killer Nate Carter.
Yeah. I'd say it's probably Goodson at that point, but I'd kind of like to, especially with Bijan holding in and then with Bijan Robinson getting hurt, it's like, well, shit. Should we find another back?
Let me look. Let me get in the weeds here and see.
I'm pretty sure it's available. Goodson.
So available on the free agent market today. Joe Mixon.
Okay.
Najee Harris.
Okay.
Austin Eckler.
Okay.
Ties guys, we got Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Alexander Madison, and maybe, but I can't remember how long he was in Minnesota. I think he was in Minnesota. Hassan Haskins, or was he? Oh, never mind. He was the Titans draftee. Never mind.
Yeah, it's kind of a gross free agency running back market, to be honest with you.
It's not. There's not a lot out there. Cam Akers is out there.
Yeah, I mean, that could be cool, I guess.
Still a believer.
I guess that means we got to get this contract done with Bijan sooner than later.
Yeah. Which I mean, I guess running back is one of those positions that kind of gets trimmed towards the end of preseason, and like you have one or two that fall off of a roster that was just overcrowded. It's like, who knows? Maybe whichever of the Arizona Cardinals running backs get cut, we can just kind of swoop in, snag us a little, whether it be like a Trey Benson or a Donovan Knight or something. Get a little Bam Knight.
Yeah, no, that'd be sick. I do think the Bijan thing will be done probably before the first preseason game.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's the contract's done or he's just back to playing, I kind of think that his whole situation will be done by then. Because I don't think he's a guy that's really like, not to call his bluff, but I really don't think he's the type of guy who's going to like hurt the team for in a significant manner for that.
No,
I truly think this is just more to make a statement, and since it's training camp, like, dude, might as well.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been awfully humid. And I mean, I know in my part of the world, man, it was a heck of a storm last night. But nonetheless,
dude, I had that down here over here by me too. Absolutely gnarly.
Yeah, dude, we had a tree that just, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think the Bijan thing should get wrapped up. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if it was within the next week or whatever. I think this is just hey Bijan, take a couple days off. You're good, dude. We'll just besides the quarterbacks ain't out here anyways, right? So
exactly.
So it's like we'll build that whenever Tua decides to come back or Penix is ready or whatever.
You know who else wasn't out there today, and it really upset me?
Zach.
Troy Andersen.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I kind of went into camp thinking that it might just be the end of times for Troy.
Yeah, I kind of don't think it's gonna really bounce back from this. But for the sake of me and Savion's agenda of pushing Troy Andersen, I do hope he comes back soon.
Yeah,
I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Was he designated with anything? I mean, as far as
he was pup list.
Like they didn't give him a designation for what has him out. Is it still the knee?
I think it's still the knee.
I don't know.
Which is really not good for a player of his style.
No, especially the freak athlete that he is.
Yeah, but that does give the rookies like a chance to get some meaningful reps though. Perkins and Daniels. I do think that Perkins could end up playing significant. Oh, I'm all about Troy Andersen, the big 2026. It's only going to lead to pain, but it's I'm here for it.
I mean,
it's gonna be a sad day when we cut him, to be honest, because he looked good before that knee injury.
That 49ers game, special.
Mm-hmm.
Special.
Like his ability to go sideline to sideline is something that just isn't in the league enough. And I think that's kind of why you keep bringing him back, is because it's like if he can come back healthy.
Yeah, like the Thomas Davis arc where it's like,
Exactly. And like you're hoping that like Jeff Ulbrich and Barrett Root are sitting here like coaching him up and everything, off the field. But it's one of those things where you can't really see it till he gets back on the field to see if he's learned how to play linebacker.
Who do you got penciled in as the starter beside Diablo? And
my heart says Harold Perkins. My gut says Harold Perkins is going to be backing up Diablo. And I think it's going to probably be Channing Tindall.
Oh, really? Okay.
Who you got?
Christian Harris. That's my.
I feel like you can't go wrong with either one of those, to be honest with you.
Which honestly, just looking at the room as a whole, I mean, at least like athletically, I mean, if we're just looking at pure raw scores here, like, I mean, this is a very athletic linebacker room.
Yeah, no, the room definitely got a lot more depth this offseason, which is good. It's really good. Now, are any of them any good? I don't know. No. Truly, I mean, Harris has had moments of being good, and Tindall's played some games, and so it's like you kind of assume one of them will take the job. Kendall Daniels is not bad, or shouldn't be bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
What the picture for him looks like this early.
Mystery box. Our little mystery box.
Him and Perkins are both mystery boxes.
Yeah, I mean, Perk, honestly, Perk to me seems more trying to think. Honestly, let me look at I
almost feel like the way that we used Ellis last season in Perk could be very, very similar, just due to like their natural skill sets and everything. And I feel like Daniels is like the true linebacker of the room, like that we drafted.
So see, in my head canon, I'm thinking with Perkins in particular, just kind of using him in the Flores styling of just kind of have him, gap to gap to gap, depending on the down, and more likely than not, he's either going to be spying, stunting, or running straight.
He's not playing linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Every once in a while, we're going to drop out into a hook zone, or maybe you got to cover the flat once or twice. But like, listen, brother, you're chasing down Lamar Jackson today.
Exactly. You're not covering the tight end. You're just watching the running back flaring out like that. That's it. If the running back doesn't flare out, you go.
Yeah, and just kind of using him as more of a like the run forward. I mean, really not entirely replaceable.
him being opposite of Jalen Walker could lead to some fun sim pressure type
Oh
moves.
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, we know Jeff is a big sim. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say Jeff, but at least under Raheem, they would run some sims here and there. But I'm just very very interested to see how Jeff deploys all these guys that he's got at his disposal now.
I'm very curious to see how much different or the same the defense looks compared to last season because
Yeah, yeah.
obviously a lot of it was like Jeff's stuff that he did with New York, but
Uh-huh.
I felt like Raheem definitely had his fingertips like heavily involved in some of the back end stuff.
Hmm.
And so I'm really, really curious to see what it's going to look like with like a full Jeff Ulbrich control of the
And
defense.
and see, I mean, I can't speak to what Jeff had in the later tenure of that Jets era with Soleil. But I mean, I would have to imagine that this is probably one of the better secondary groups that he's got at his disposal in his coaching career. Really, I mean,
Yeah, I mean his secondary unit with the Jets wasn't great, but that front seven was ungodly.
hmm yeah. And see, I almost wonder that like having because I mean like we're kind of in the growth process of the front seven. Like I mean we do have good individual pieces, but the full puzzle isn't there yet. Like I mean a lot of the fan base was clamoring for the nose tackle,
Me, I,
somewhere.
I was I was one of those people.
Yeah, so like kind of making all those puzzle pits, or puzzle pieces fit together. And obviously a little bit, which it seemed at least based on the free agency acquisitions and some of the stuff that they kind of targeted in UDFA, they really favored the slender edges. I mean, outside of the dude we got from the Browns, a lot of these guys are more like DPRs more than every down rushers, I guess. So maybe that signals that Harrison's going to be kicking it outside a little bit more than maybe what we thought. But
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think with Harrison, it's going to be very much he probably plays outside in base, and then whenever we kick to like nickel down, so we'll kick inside with like Dorless or something like that. Is probably like
mhm,
like on the clear passing downs, it's gonna be like him and Dorless on the inside.
yeah,
Uh,
and I'm trying to think with what do you think? What do you think Mason Smith does?
I don't know. I really don't know what to think of Mason Smith, like in the Rook, like how
He's
they're
kind
going to
of
compare.
he's kind of
Because
Cinderella's slipper a little bit. Like it's there's lots
yeah,
missing.
I think there's a lot of stuff that he could do really, really well.
Mhm,
And I think if he's coached up well, we'll be able to get there. It's
mhm,
just a matter of can we get him there by the time we need him to get there.
mhm.
Because honestly, I kind of felt like they gave up on Rook a little fast too, and so I think Smith might be in the same boat, but it could have been one of those where they both just needed to change of scenery really badly.
Yeah, and I mean, just kind of looking at the depth chart, like to me, it kind of pops out, at least on the interior. Like Dorless, Hand, London, Harrison is probably going to be your main front four rotation on.
I feel like you'll see Smith in there in some capacity over Harrison. I think Harrison will probably play outside except for passing downs.
What about Chris Williams, the dude from Chicago? Or
I,
where do you think
I,
he kind of pencils in?
I feel like they're going to cut somebody weird too. Is the problem? I don't think Smith gets cut.
Mhm. Just because of the trade factor.
Yeah, I mean, unless he's just truly like bombing, I don't think he gets cut.
he's
I
a
kind
real
of
he's
think
a real Morgan Fox.
dude, that one still blew my mind. But then again, they did it. And we had Dorless ready to go, so it's like okay. I kind of think Williams is like the guy that could not make the bubble.
I've been out.
I could also see Hand not making it too, for
Yeah.
whatever reason. Like I think Hand makes it, but if there's like a surprising cut of that group, it's going to be Hand.
Really interesting. Okay.
That's just my thoughts on it. Because for some reason, Lakel London just doesn't go anywhere. Like he just sticks around.
He's steady, man. I mean,
No, he's
especially
not bad.
for
Yeah, he's a
for
solid
a
player.
UDFA guy. I mean, he's just kind of steady Eddie. Which I mean, at least in comparison to like the previous years, and I mean, I guess this is more so under like Smith's toolage more so than Raheem's recently. Which I mean, I guess in 24, we kind of had some inside out versatility, but like a lot of these guys are very, especially on like the edge and on the interior, like a lot of these guys don't play a ton of different roles. Like they're going to be asked to do a lot of the same stuff, and we just got a bunch of the same archetype of guy.
Yeah, I think I fully agree in that concept.
Yeah.
But hey, if we keep firing shots, sooner or later one of them will be good, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. Because I mean, like we do have stuff to hang our hat on, whether that be Jalen and Pierce, Dorless, obviously Zach Harrison if healthy, good player. I think we can close the book on that one. Like, I mean, I think we can just call him a good player now. And then, dependent on what you get from guys like Samson and Braylon and whatever you make of Perkins, and then of course all those interior guys we just touched on. Like, you could have I'm not going to say upper echelon rotation, but I mean, you could have. I mean, I would say at least top half, maybe flirting with top 10 rotation in the league, as far as just overall depth at both positions, which is wild to say as a Falcons fan, because we've been in the trenches for a long time with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I hate to like go back to this, but like it also comes down to the Pierce potential suspension. Because I know Trey tweeted out yesterday. He's like, or maybe today, he's like, they're really just gonna hit us with a buzzer beater the last second on the Pierce Jr. suspension. So, and I was like, that would be the most Falcons thing to have happen.
Yeah, just get the last minute suspension on Pierce, which I mean, maybe we luck out and he doesn't get the ban hammer until later on, and maybe they just delay it to 27. I mean, more than likely, it's probably that he gets the suspension like a week or two before, like kind of like that week 4 dead period when the NFL needs a headline outside of roster cuts. They're like, ooh, James Pierce. It's like, oh, come on, man, that sucks. Like,
I think the worst case scenario would be like that sucker hit like mid-season.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you just kind of lose that piece, and now you're relying on like Aziz and Samson to just kind of pick up the pieces. Maybe Perkins assumes some of that role a little bit, but and I guess for one, obviously we already touched on Troy. Braylon Trice made it out on the field today, so that's nice.
It is nice to see. I hope he stays on the field because it's just the guy was good at Washington. He led the NCAA in pressures that last year while there, and it's like something like that would really, like, even if we can't get sacks, because I truly don't know if we're going to be able to sustain the sack number that we had last season or anything like that.
It's a high bar.
Especially as the Falcons. But I feel like even with that, if we can generate pressures, then that's good enough in its own degree. Because at that point, you're just keeping the QB uncomfortable. And if Trice can generate pressures like what he did, then maybe a guy like Aziz can come in and clean it up. Or Jalen Walker can clean it up. Or Harrison, Dorless, Perkins, insert somebody to just be the cleanup guy.
Yeah, and I mean, like, these guys have the athletic profile just to play cleanup off of the back, in the event that Trice can just keep his pressure rate, higher, even if it's only in a reserve role. Like, I mean, just having him be able to push the pocket a little bit, make things tight. Same thing with Harrison. Harrison kind of plays a similar role in that. Kind of those bigger body guys, more like pocket squeezers opposed to actual closers in that department. But especially with the athletic profile of Pierce and Walker, and Abukam's always been a good cleanup guy. Now, obviously, the injuries have probably taken away some of the athleticism from his, Colts and Rams days. But yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot to like in the edge room. There really is. I mean, a lot of it is Pierce holding it up, but we'll see depending on how the suspension goes.
I think they did a really good job of addressing depth this offseason, kind of across the board for this team. Minus O-line, but like that's kind of the issue with the O-line is you can only do so much depth across the board because guys that are worth a damn don't really ever hit free agency.
And given the circumstance, because like I think most of us probably would have thought that McGarry was going to be the starter at right. We just kind of probably just assumed, McGarry will be here. He'll kick ass on the right again. He hung it up, which I mean, good for him. He got paid, got out of the league. But I thought Ian did a really good job of kind of recouping from that, immediately going and getting Juwan, and then immediately trading for Wanya like a week after or whatever.
Oh yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, you got punched and they just rolled with the punches and kept going. Like, I think Juwan was truly the best case scenario I think that we could have gotten at that exact moment in time to make it work.
Yeah. I mean, like outside of maybe dependent on health, like the obvious like coach connection thing with Jack Conklin, but no, Jawan. I mean, especially from a pass protection standpoint. I mean, he should be a pretty viable asset for us on the right. I mean, obviously penalties dependent.
I think him playing next to Lindstrom too will also benefit him in the run game to at least make it a serviceable type of ability, because I know that's never really been a strong point, and having a guy like Lindstrom right there who is a former All-Pro can hopefully elevate him in some degree.
Yeah. And I mean, like, a lot of it is going to be dependent on what run scheme they kind of lean towards. I mean, I'm sure just based on personnel, there's still going to be an outside zone reliant team. But, working in guys like Wanya, Jawan, kind of these bigger bodies, kind of at the tackle spot possibly. If you get something out of Corey Levin, maybe, but it's just
I'd love to see some gap scheme with Callahan and
a counter punch of
a nice counter, but just give me a little pull.
Yeah. I mean, especially as mobile as a guy like Lindstrom is, like if you really do like get his motor running a little bit in the open field, I mean, he can really maul some dudes over. Like, I mean, we saw that a lot when Arthur Smith was here. I mean, for as bad as a coach that he was, I guess as far as rallying the troops go, I mean, the man could scheme up a run game. Like
he scheme up a run game, and the O lineman fucking loved him.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is his, I guess, player background.
Yeah, true.
North Carolina. So I mean, of course, he's going to love on the fat boys, but and I mean, it's also having Charlie back in the fold too. I mean, he's going to be a big part of the run game, as he always has been when he's here. And just kind of using him as kind of like that pseudo fullback, motioning him across formations, doing stuff like that. Now, granted, Stefanski doesn't do, a lot of the Zach Robinson, like, all right, come on, Charlie, we're going to go and tell you exactly where we're running, this play. So
I'm hoping Stefanski and Reese can hide what they're doing a little bit better.
But... Yeah, because I mean, to me with Robinson, it was more of a he could dial up good concepts and good plays. In my opinion, it was just more so the sequencing of them was always a little bit off. Like we would either start really really hot, and like one that pops out to me immediately is the Bills game. Where like you started off, you come out the gates like you're up 14-0. I mean, it's like that. I mean, we were just humming up and down the field. Drake London almost scores before half, and then the second half, I think we scored 3 points, and a lot of that's just off of turnovers and stuff like that. So, I mean, it just kind of is what it is with it. But
I think the biggest thing with Zach was his inability to marry the motions and the actual play calls together, because I think conceptually, like a lot of things, like the final picture of everything looked really good. But when he was moving things around to get there, it was just very obvious, like what was coming next. Like every time, like we'd move Charlie, like it's clear cut, hey, we're going that direction. And if there was ever a time you could just start Charlie and move him over and then still get away from it, like you had to get, like you had to, like even if it was just pull him across and then hit an inside zone.
Yeah, and I mean, like a lot of the onus is really going to be on guys like Hooper and Pitts to kind of give us that deception aspect of it all. Where like if they can, I mean, granted, Hooper kind of is what he is at this point, but like Pitts has always taken small, and I mean small strides as a blocker, to kind of get there. And I mean, I think last year on tape was probably his best effort last year in that department. But like, if you can get a little bit more bite out of that apple with the tight end room and like being able to have both of those guys out on the field or even just one of them and have Charlie opposite, because, Stefanski's offense in general is more stationary than what Zach's was. So like, if you can just line up in your personnel and just kind of operate from there, opposed to having to do these little motions across formations to either create separation or kind of scheme up where you're taking the run to, or just stuff like that in general. Like I think if you can kind of marry that a little bit better with your personnel, the ceiling for the offense should be just a little bit higher. But I mean, granted, I'm not saying we're going to be no top 10 unit or nothing like that, but like even if this offense kind of watermarks it at a cool, I don't know, 16, 17. That'll work. That should play.
I if we can get like in a perfect world, like a top 15 of both offense and defense, I think we're sitting pretty and looking at all right in the playoffs. But I think that top 15 on offense, obviously, like the QB position has to look like somewhat figured out. We can't limp into like a top 15 offense on the hooves of Bijan.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I guess you could, but it would have to be like an offensive player of the year campaign.
It'd have to be like 2005 LT, like the 20.
It would have to be McCaffrey like every year with Jimmy G, like it's got to be that, it can't be nothing else. It's got to be that.
It has to be like McCaffrey level stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, Jack. Who's the one player that you're going to have your eyes on the rest of this week for training camp? Like the big, like you think this guy will pop? Like who are you planting the Jack flag on right now?
Like we want like roster bubble guy, or are we just talking like upper echelon talent?
Give me both. Give me both.
Okay. Upper echelon talent. I love to hear it from the report. Shout out to Flick, but Avion Terrell playing inside and out. Love that. I mean, Clemson fan anyways, but like
of course.
Just seeing that they utilized him, like there was a purpose in drafting him. It wasn't just a brother pick. Like they saw his tape. He's an inside out guy. You can use him in both ways. Obviously with Billy also on the pup, like there's a spot for him in the slot if you need it. And he can also have that versatility to go outside, be a little bit scrappier,
Mm.
It's on his tape at Clemson. Check it out. Like, he's the one that I have my eyes on the most as far as like our upper echelon talent. But now our roster bubble contender. I think my roster bubble guy more than anything, and I believe I'm going to stay on the defensive side here. Is probably also going to be from the cornerback room, and that would be. Actually, I'll take that back. Give me Sidney Brown. Sidney Brown's the one that I'm very interested in, just because like our talent at safety between Jesse and Xavier is so high, and like we kind of saw it in the latter part of Simmons's tenure here, where like we kind of had to put Jesse out of plays, a little bit just to play that deep third because Simmons just didn't have that get up and go anymore to kind of cover, the way that he did like in his prime at Denver. But now obviously with Xavier last year, it was like night and day, like being able to have both of those guys play in the box and out of the box. I'm curious which one of these guys in the safety groups between, Helms, Brown, Woods, whatever, like, or Jamie, I guess, is also in that too. Any of those guys in the safety room that can give us even a little bit of morsel of coverage skill, just a little bit, so I can still keep that some of the the versatility in the safety room. That's something to me that can definitely land somebody a roster spot come the end of preseason.
It's crazy that you bring up Jamie because that was my like roster bubble guy that I'm like
okay.
My eyes on this week, because Jamie's one of those guys, man, who he's coming out of college. I loved his tape. I wasn't quite sure where to sit here and be like, yes, he's this. But because like, is he a nickel? Is he a true safety? Is he some weird hybrid of both? Mm-hmm. And I'm still not sure. But I do think that he has the ability to potentially find a role on that back end and get not necessarily meaningful reps, but at least like push that position group to be better.
For sure.
Because he kind of has some shit about him. Like he very much like kind of plays with a swagger and a moxie that I think we've kind of been missing on the back end. Because because Bates plays with some shit about him and Terrell plays with some shit about him sometimes.
Yeah.
But
silent shit.
Yes. Like having a guy like Jamie though, who's going to like kind of run his mouth a little bit. I'm like, dude, give me some of that. And so I'm hoping he can figure out a way to stick around. I'm not sure he can, but I would love for him to be like a special teamer at best, or role player, special team, or something.
I mean, that's what he was in the back half of last year when he kind of got to be rostered a few times towards the end. And kind of when we brought him on, he's predominantly a special teamer, and that's certainly a unit also that probably needs a few eyeballs on it, just to see how old man Folk in the special teams brigade can kind of.
I hope they can solidify the special teams room, man. It was bad last season.
It was terrible. And I mean, I just know Trayshawn's ears are ringing right now. They're like, yes, talk this team.
Talk
We're
more
leaving that
special
to you.
teams.
We're leaving that to you, man. We're leaving that to you. Keep that on the Falcoholic, man. Keep that on the Falcoholic.
In terms of like the upper echelon guy, like I can sit here and talk either the QBs, but I feel like that's just kind of like low hanging fruit at this point. I'm really curious to see who ends up being like the true like wide receiver 2. Because I kind of gut feeling think it's going to be Branch.
Okay.
But I'm not certain because we do have some veterans in that room that are very solid. I mean, Dotson's not bad. And has experience playing across the board too. And so it's like, I'm curious what's going to end up happening with them. I'd like to see Branch win it though. That'd be fun. And it'd be really beneficial to have our first 2 picks between Branch and Terrell being like at least relevant their rookie seasons.
Yeah. No. And I mean, I think, granted, a lot of it is social media stuff or whatever, but I mean, it seems like Branch is finding, his way in camp. So.
Yeah, I mean, do we have? Are we doing a dual camp with somebody again this year? Are we doing it with Miami again?
I think so. I think it's Miami.
Okay, I'm really excited for that because I feel like that's when like the true like opinions of guys starts to come out. Because like right now it's training camp, it's first day, everyone's excited football's back, and so they're just gonna kind of be firing off like I'm not gonna say homer takes because I don't think that's the right statement of it, but it's gonna be a little bit more like optimism fueled opinions of things.
Yeah, this guy's an all pro for sure.
Yeah, every single player that is a back end guy is gonna be a starter.
Yep. Oh wow, Ian hit on every single free agency acquisition and draft pick. Wow, incredible.
Wow, and they're all Hall of Famers.
They're all gold jacket guys.
I don't know how other fan bases do in that regard, but I feel like Falcons Twitter, we typically get a little carried away sometimes when somebody throws flashes of a semblance of good, i.e. Desmond Ritters of the world, i.e. Newsels of the world. And once again, not necessarily a knock on Newsel. He is what he is.
He's A-okay. He's just like a little thumbs up. It's whatever.
Could be better, could be worse. And it's kind of like that Mendoza line of quarterbacks that Cowherd used to talk about years ago, with like Andy Dalton being the Mendoza line of franchise QBs. I almost feel like Newsel is like right there of the Mendoza line of sinners, where it's like, if you have better, you're doing great. If you have worse, you're shit out of luck.
Yeah. No. I mean, he really is. And I mean, I know, like your analytics guys, your PFF guys are like, Newsel.
I'm not. Savion is. I'm not. I'm a film guy.
Newsel is a top 10 center. Nah. I mean, nah.
It's kind of the same deal when Dahlman was getting like the number 1 PFF center grades, where I was like, okay. I was like, this isn't true.
I mean, like I think that Dahlman was a little bit better.
Dahlman was clearly like a tier higher. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But people were like, "Oh, Dahlman's just as good as Creed Humphrey," and that's not true.
No, sir.
I love Dahlman. I think Dahlman was a very solid center, but he's not Creed Humphrey.
Yeah, and I mean, like there's your Linderbaum, Humphrey, guys like that. McGovern, he's probably somewhere in that upper echelon. I mean, Newsel's so like, there's that tier, and then there's like, like your Pro Bowl-ish caliber tier of center that, guys might reckon from Madden or something. And then like you got your real niche mid centers. And Newsel,
you got the centers that the football sickos know.
Yeah, and see, like Newsel is in that C tier of center, where like anything below it, like you said, probably not good. But anything above it, you're doing all right,
Exactly. So it is what it is. All right, Jack, I'm about to call it. Is there anything you want to say to the people, to the fans, to the 10 people that are going to watch this video?
That's right. For sure. Obviously super stoked that football's back. I appreciate you, Hunter, for having me on in short notice. I hope Savion is recovering well from his parasitic lettuce. That's why you can't pull up to Taco Bell and order a cheesy gordita crunch and expect good things to happen at, in the big 2026. You can't do that. I mean, it's a real shame, but really,
it's a real
obviously
these days.
give a subscription to our guys here. You know, trying to build the platform, doing all that. I believe we're trying to be more consistent on this. So, you know, hold us to it. Make us accountable. You know, I'm going to get into coach spiel here, but you know, whatever. Nonetheless, appreciate you for having me on. Looking forward to, you know, following along with training camp and everything like that. And
dude,
yeah,
we will happily bring you back on here. This was fun. But yeah, no, please follow, please subscribe, tell your friends, family, tell your moms. You know, we want to be your mom's favorite Falcons podcast.
That's right. That's right, for sure. Make t-shirts. T-shirts coming soon. Your mom's favorite Falcons podcast.
But no, we're out here. Training camp starting. Football's back. Let's fucking go. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us everywhere. Subscribe. Yada yada yada. Look right below. Let's fucking go.
There it is. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.